This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of my favorite banks, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, buy at the ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Goldman Sachs, your daily and your weekly chart. All right, let me big this up a little bit here. Okay. Wow, we had a low here of 289.36. Now you can see here where you put a high in here of 361.62 and then a lower high. That's never good, okay? That's always a sell. However, this was a great trade because you came down low and then you ran up and then you buy it on a second. And then it ran up here again. Very, very nice. So you have a higher low. That was your buy signal. And then you come right up to the top here. Now, again, then we have another series of lower highs. That's never good. Then she just rolled all the way down. Okay, so now your bottom there, you're sitting at 389.36. Now, since then, she's been rallying right on up here. Okay, so today we had another gap up here, and now it started right at that 50 SMA here, 318, and it went right into that 21 or 100 SMA here, sitting at 326.15. Now, again, if it can get above that, then what we want to do is we want to look here at this key 200-day, okay? That is 332.17. Very, very key resistant level. But what I want to point out to you also here is this gap, okay? So this gap is 334.69, and then the bottom of the candle here is 336.29. There's your gap. There's your fill. That's usually a big time target, okay? So if it can get above this key 200 SMA. Now, key is not getting above it, but closing above it. Then we look to this gap, and we look to that fill right there, and then we start looking to the top of these candles, okay? So you got 343.80, and then we come up here to this candle here, 344.97, and then we have a nice big retest up here at 346.19. Now, again, if it can rally up there, well, then we just keep on taking all these candles here until we get back to this candle right here, which is 361.62. Okay, now let's look at the downside. Downside is this key 50 SMA. It really needs to hold this thing. You're looking at 318.20, okay? When that there, and then look to the bottom of this candle, okay? Today's candle, okay? So you're looking at 317.93. There's your gap. And then look to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 314.54. There's your fill. Okay, so you got your gap and your fill on the downside here, but the key is going to be holding this key, this 50 SMA here, and then you have your gap, your fill, and if that's all lost here, then we can come down to your 306.22 here, and then even your 8-day at 304.41 here, okay? But right now, this is looking very, very bullish here. Now, your RSI here, well, you got room to run here yet on that. Your MACD, you got a really, really nice bullish crush. That's got plenty of room to run here. So don't get too excited here. Even on a little pullback, even if it fills this gap, this could be a very, very good buying opportunity. Even if it came down to the 21 or even the 8, good buying opportunity to go higher. Now, again, if it closed above that 332.17 there, then we want to look for this gap, the fill, and then the top of this candle here, which would be 346.19. Now, here on a weekly chart here, well, this is looking here pretty good here itself. Okay, here's what we got here. So what you want to do here on your weekly is watch this 8 SMA here, 316.50, and then we want to watch this key 200 SMA here, sitting at 308.67. Those are very, very critical on a closing basis. If it can rally up here, then we look at the 100. You're looking at 335.60 here, and then we have your 50-day sitting right there at 336.75, and then your big retest up there at 361.62 here. But this is going to be very, very nice trading. Don't give up on the banks here. This is, if you want to get into the banks here, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, these are the ones that you want to get into. All right, let's take a look here at the old JP Morgan. Okay, here we have JP Morgan, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, this is the same thing, okay? You got that, you put a high in here, and then you put higher, lower highs here, came all the way on down. And it's just been pretty much selling it off. You had a spike high there, but you can see you never want to buy into that when it spikes up like that. That's a complete reversal candle. You always want to sell into that or short into that or however you want to trade it. But right here now on the upside, what we want to do is we want to look at this key 21 SMA here. Now you can see where it went, okay, but 143.04. It went higher, but you need to close above that. If you can get above that, then we look to this 144.86. There's your 50-day. Then we look for your 147.17. Okay, that is going to be very, very key. And then again, if you can get above that, then we just follow these candles all the way up here. Okay, you got 149.52, and then you got a retest there of 153.11. Again, if you can get above that, then we just follow all these candles here. Okay, so you got a lot of good room to run. 154.92 here. You can come up to this candle here, 157.80, and then you have your retest up there at 159.38. Okay, so now let's look at the downside. Well, it's going to be this key 200 SMA here. Okay, so you want to look at that 141.94. Very, very crucial. Okay, but let's look at today's candle. So you want to look at the bottom. You have 141.85. There's your gap. Look to the top of this candle here, 141.48. There's your fill. Okay, so you got your gap, your fill, and then right below it here, we got 139.57. If that is lost, you can come down to this 135.19 very easily. But the key to this whole chart right here is just a couple things. On the downside is this 200 SMA here. Very, very critical here. If that's lost, then we look to that 8 SMA here. On the upside, you need to close above this 21-day here. Then you can hit your 50, your 100-day, and then maybe even a retest of 153.11. Now, let's take a look here on the old weekly chart here. Well, this is looking good here, okay? So, want to watch this 50-day, okay? That's going to be key. That's 140.74. Very, very a key level here. On the downside, on the upside, you want to watch that 8 SMA, 144.28, and then your 21-day at 146.90. Above that, then we can rally all the way back up here, possibly retesting that 159.38. Now, RSI looking very, very good. MACD here looks like you have a nice bullish cross here. Your green's going over your red. Very, very nice here. So this here on the pullback, if you can hold this key 200 SMA here and even the 8 SMA would be a very, very good a buying opportunity to run even higher here. Now, again, if we can close above this 21 SMA here, then we can attack that 50, that 100, and maybe even the retest. All right, that's all I got. Thank you for watching.